Alright guys, Sajkober here back again today. Hope you're enjoying your Monday so far. Today I wanted to talk about yesterday's first Challenger Cup for the CDL Online League. There's a lot of these going forwards, definitely worthy of discussion. Very interesting results to discuss over the coming minutes here. Of course, a lot of these players, in my opinion, are easily good enough quality to be in the CDL. I imagine maybe we will see some of them through the latter half of the season in the CDL. If not though, definitely next year, especially if the league expands. These are some players to keep your eyes on, of course, mixed in with players that have been in the CWL before and are now kind of on the sidelines. Also some interesting storylines to talk about regarding the London Royal Ravens. Let's get into that now. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always. First of all, I wanted to talk about the casters and the casting talent that went alongside it this weekend. So as Jack Felling says here, yesterday there was, or yesterday at least, it was Spaceman, Lando and Benson doing the casting stuff, but that will be switching up going forward, it does seem. So some new opportunities for other casters, so it should be an entertaining situation. The viewership wasn't great by any means yesterday, but, you know, maybe going forwards it'll be better advertised, and there's other things to keep in mind, and of course it's an online league at the end of the day, so it's not going to be incredibly, well, there's not going to be an incredible amount of interest in it regardless. This is the schedule going forwards. The Dallas Home Series, this was yesterday's cup, and going forward, Chicago, Florida, Seattle, Minnesota, all these cups throughout the season, and then New York, London and Toronto to finish things off. Champs playoffs, Challengers finals to be announced. So that's interesting to keep in mind. And let's talk about this first of all then. So as Weeman says, going forward, myself, Nolson and Linny are no longer with London. Going forward, the three of us are in need of an organisation to represent for the rest of the season. Our other two players are two-way pro players and may need assistance with that. So interesting contractual stuff, but effectively what's gone on here is the London Royal Ravens Academy squad with Madcat and I believe Nasty on it. It was Shawnee for a time, but now he is in the starting Royal Ravens lineup, very interestingly. But they were competing for the London Royal Ravens Academy, but it seems like London have decided during this online situation they cannot finance the support for this squad, so they've effectively dropped the team. Now Madcat and Nasty stay contracted, so it obviously brings up more complications because Weeman and co want to compete for an organisation so they can get some sort of salary going on, but then Madcat and Nasty have to figure out, well, can I play under another org when I'm contracted to Royal Ravens? Gets a little bit complicated, right? So not ideal by any means. And of course, the interesting part of this is this team goes on to win yesterday's Challengers Cup for a really sizable chunk of change. Like, this is not penny change by any means, the amount of money that's on the line for these Challengers events, in line with what we would have had if it had been a LAN situation. So this is what Weeman says on Twitter yesterday. Madcat then follows up with, we are teaming, not sure what the gossip is with this. There's no more academy teams, so these three are trying to do what Train Hard do and loan the academy players on a different organisation. So I think Train Hard, it might be the Paris guys like Brezzy and that, I'm pretty sure, are on that squad. So hopefully they can get that to work. Of course, Singularity this week, the best team in the European region, playing in the North American Challengers Cup because they're over in the States right now. With the whole situation, kind of got stuck over there, but we're doing boot camps regardless for the events that they were going to attend. So clearly a lot of money behind that organisation. Honestly, potential that they could find their way into the CDL next year as an organisation. We'll have to see how that one goes. First of all, let's talk about the APAC, the APAC Challengers Cup, as it is called. $2,500 to first, goes to Renegades, of course, Fighter Swifty, Setzi, Crimsa and Pred, definitely the best team in that region right now. Buzzo still hanging on, some honestly fantastic gamer tags over here. Alice in Wonderland, Man of Chicken, I don't see Potato Wi-Fi down here, but that was a classic name back in the day as well. Yeah, maybe not playing anymore, maybe he's changed his name to Man of Chicken or something like that. Yeah, great times. But yeah, that's what it was called. The Renegades team ended up taking it down. And this is what it looks like in the European region. So these were the top 16 teams going in. BBC's Afro, BB Connor, you might know that name for the Fuego Gaming team last year. Team BDS, so some French lads. Italian, Spanish teams, the Atlas Lions. Sucre, of course, you guys will remember from last year on the Heretics team, of course. Onliners, that being Kreza, Louis CM, that was Quicker's team at the time. And then the real top contenders, we've got Team War over here. Dave, Denza, Vortex, PT and Harry on the team right now. And then the team that was former London Royal Ravens Academy, Madcat, Weeman, Nolson, Nasty, and Linny on the squad. And of course that Train Hard team that Madcat was just talking about. So this is how things went down in the bracket. Towards the ladder end, the Connects, the London Royal Ravens Academy, got the better of Team War. War went down to the losers bracket and then matched up with them in the grand finals again. incredibly intense grand final, to be honest. It was a really good matchup from what I did get to see of it. War ended up winning the first series in the game 5. The Connects take it in the second series, so they win the European Challengers Cup. And as you can see here, a lot of money on the line, like 8k to the winners, 6k to second place. Obtained Esports, that was Brain Squad of Brain and Nile, of course, well known for being pretty damn good online. They win it in the, well, they come third place in this tournament as well, and some other teams falling slightly further behind. So of course, these teams kind of got a nice run of things, given Singularity wasn't in the European region, but definitely pretty good storyline to keep your eyes on. The fact that London Royal Ravens drops this team effectively, and then they go on to win a fair chunk of change, and very likely to do so again going forwards as well. Not sure how long Singularity are going to be staying in the States for, but we'll have to see how that goes. Just wanted to share this clip from Vortex of him. Well, this is what I lost to in the finals.
Next hard point, let's go. The enemy took the hard point. Location secured. The enemy took the hard point. Location secured. Enemy taking the hard point. Hard point contested.
So those are your winners from the European region. Let's go on to what happened in the States. So these were the top 16 teams. Atlanta FaZe Academy, Journey, Gravity, Jimbo, Sibilant and Venom. That's a very competitive squad indeed, with actually Luty from the UK being their coach right now. I'm sure there's plenty of names you guys recognize here. Emery's, of course, well known for the Enigma 6 days. Glow Frosty, Parasites team indeed with Spoof and Zaptius. Profizi, Spacely and Co, the Get Busy squad. Beezy's team right here. Steve is old, being Awakening, Gintroid, Stamino, Willet and Kaiser. That's a very scary squad indeed. You've got Nova and Cade here. So Cade from the old E6 team, Nova from that Allegiance squad back in the day, Fastballers squad right up here. And then we have the Triumph team, very competitive, of course. Felony right now getting a lot of love on that team. Royalty still kind of inconsistent. Nagafen for sure. And then Standy and Davpedi, who have kind of been really competitive, well, really good players in what I've seen on that team as well. The UYU squad, of course, and definitely some well-known players. But Team Singularity, well, not necessarily my pick of the bunch, but definitely a team to keep your eye on, because this team is nasty. They've won so many tournaments so far this season and been very competitive in all of them, and they do it again and get the job done here. So this is what the bracket looks like on the whole. Singularity make a run against the Triumph team. So Triumph obviously a very good team. The Felony squad, they beat them 3-1, and then the Atlanta FaZe Academy take them down in a game 5 fashion. Gravity's team, they looked really strong, to be honest, so impressive that Singularity were able to run through them. FaZe take a decent job through the rest of the tournament, but Triumph ended up taking them out. And then Singularity took down Steve is Old. That's the squad of Awakening and Co on this side of the screen, you can see right here. And then they do a number on them once again in the final. So really, once again, a very impressive run from Singularity here. And I'm just super impressed with this team, and I really want to see what is next for the squad, because I believe Detain maybe had some really sad news recently, and the fact that he was able to bounce back from that over the last couple of weeks or so and still win this tournament is very impressive. And yeah, what exactly happens to this squad? Because clearly they're a really strong, cohesive unit. They obviously win a large chunk of change here once again for the Singularity organization, but what happens going forwards? Because there is clearly some names on this team, like Chain especially is one of the big ones. I did want to share right here Luke Bid's 1v4 earlier on in the tournament, which is just masterful stuff.
Okay, wait!
It's down to you. Get it done. Less than a minute.
They 100% got me trapped in there. Fucking go!
Get moving. They are bleeding.
But what's next for this team, right? They did make a role change relatively recently. I think Insight is now running more of a flex. Maple on the main assault rifle. You guys might remember Maple and Chain from the Vitality team back in the World War II Champs days, where they came second in their group, beat out Echo Fox at the time. That Facento, Temp and Co. Echo Fox was a really strong team in the previous events, but fell flat at Champs against that Vitality team at the time, and with Tommy on the team, of course. So yeah, really interesting team dynamics here. Chain, I suppose, is most people's pick of the bunch in terms of the best player on the team. But what happens going forwards, right? And who exactly is going to pick these guys up, if anyone? There are plenty of teams right now that need some sort of young talent on the team to just switch things up, right? And most players and most teams are looking at players that are based in the US for sure, because that makes sense. It's much easier if you're an organization based in the US to pick up a player and an amateur player from the US. But the Singularity guys have the, the lucky situation, I suppose, that right now they are based in the United States and they could actually make something work there, right? Say you're a Seattle Surge, you're looking for someone to switch up your roster, you think, okay, maybe we have too many support players. Is it time to put Slacks to the bench? What exactly is the route we're going to take here? A guy like Emigrant Train or one of the other players on this team could do a number for you, right? And it just depends how Singularity decide to go forwards, right? Because they might decide, well, our team's pretty damn good and is winning a lot of money online. Why would we switch up our player base here? Because this is a team that's stuck from the beginning of the season, and you know, they clearly have a lot of chemistry going on right now, and it's impressive stuff. Most people will talk about Chain here, but as Matt Cat said, 50k prize pool across 3 regions. The UK gets the top, 45k of it, but yeah, not the top 45k, but they won 2 out of the 3 tournaments, right? Apart from the APAC one. And as Chain says right here, 25k Challenger Cup, #champs with Singularity Esports. He seems like a pretty humble player, but obviously anyone who watched him knows how good he is. And this is some of the discussion. On Reddit here, the entire Singularity team could play in the league, no doubt. I definitely think they would be a better team than some of the teams we have right now. Seattle, LAG, New York, when they were kind of bad. I think they could mix it up with the Toronto and these teams. Seeing Davie McNeill play in these is weird, definitely, given where they have been the last few years, but that happens, right? And after that Lightning Pandas squad failed to get through the Pro League qualifier, as we talked about quite a lot, like what could have been then. Chain is by far the best player not in the league. Do you think any team will be brave enough to pick him up? On stream he said they're all having visa issues, so okay, having said all that about Chain, if they have visa issues, it would be very difficult. But of course, if they get that worked out, if they manage to get that sorted, I'm sure the current situation doesn't make it easy. But if that was the case, maybe that's something to consider. So obviously, I'm sure some teams will have these players on their radar. Whether Singularity will be happy to get rid of these players, who knows, right? Because you get rid of an Emigrant Chain, what's your route going forwards? You're probably not going to be as strong, but if they're paying big money, then maybe that's something to consider, especially if that's going to help you get a franchise spot next season, potentially. Like, if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new. As always, I would greatly appreciate it. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.